A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. Proverbs.
Hi, my babies. So today's video is going to be of the effects of trauma on your mental health, particularly. So trauma can come up into our lives in different ways, and if it is neglected for too long, you will find yourself be confused. That's the right word, confused. And confused in what you want to do in your life, confused in where you're going. It might be hard for you to sustain, attain, keep and manage anything that could go for physical material things, money, jobs, people, friends, relationships. Everything can be affected by such an important factor of your life like trauma. Now, we see trauma show up in different ways, like people developing depression, anxiety, PTSD. But these are just some of the common ways that it shows up, and it shows up in uncommon ways as well. So we're going to be diving deep into that today. If you are dealing with anxiety from your trauma, anxiety is always fear of what's going to happen next. You have to start focusing, you have to start centering and doing something to calm down your nervous systems. Once you are at a place where you can sustain that, then you can start to begin to track with your trauma, okay? No matter what order you do this in, at some point you got to get to it. I'm sorry, like, I hate to sound like the bearer of bad news. I'm sure everybody wants, the lollipop and just make everything go away, but it really doesn't work like that. The only way out is through. That is my favorite saying because it's true. And the biggest fears that we have to face to shape our reality is our own, is the things that have hurt us. And it's scary. Please reach out to receive a support system if you need to. Please don't think that, if you get a shrink that you're like something's wrong with you. Like, we hear that often as people of color, like, and women, like, it's something wrong with you if you do that you're crazy. It has nothing to do with that. Like, people only say that because they were denied the access and opportunity to receive help for their mental health. And I think we're coming into a generation, a society that's being more accepting, understanding, and flexible with issues that are targeted towards mental health. It is very important. It is the basis of whatever you have in your life. You cannot have a good career without having good mental health. You cannot have a good relationship without having good mental health. You can't make anything generationally and sustain it generationally without having tackled your own mental health. I know we're speaking about physical ways that trauma shows up, but we should also talk about internal ways that it can show up too. So trauma can show up in the body, right? Sometimes, no, not sometimes, almost all the time that we experience something deeply rooted in regards to pain, it shows up in our body until we fully decide to take control and heal it. That could be in the womb, that could be in your lymph nodes, it can be anywhere in the gut, right? Because we store a lot of our emotions within the gut, right? I just wanted it to be clear that when you heal one part of your body, the rest decides to follow, right? But it takes you starting up the process because all of our tissues in our body are connected. They are all connected. They all work with one another. That's why you see if, you get backed up, with the poo. I know this is a crazy analogy, but if you get backed up with poo, right, nothing else works. Everything else is put a stop to the halt, right? We're meant to be fluid beings. We're meant to be flowing beings, and we can't be in flow. We can't be fluid if we're holding on to anything, to any emotion, to any trauma, right? With a lot of trauma, I see anger, I see fear, and I see sadness, and those are emotions that 100% can get stored into the body, 100%, and then they come out in our day-to-day interactions because we have not dealt with them. So you could be overreacting to things that could be really helping you to get ahead, but you can't view that because you are being reminded of an abusive parent. You are being reminded of maybe, excuse my language, an SA experience in the past. You can't have healthy relationships moving forward because of there being a blockage in that regard from before. It's important that we conquer our past so we can move forward as a collective. Some of us are really meant to do such great things, to really be of service in the world. We can't do that if we're not deciding to heal. I'm sorry, like, you just can't. We all need to heal. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you were like the perfect kid, you had the perfect childhood. You might need to heal as an adult. We all have to heal at some point of our lives from something that we've gone through. Otherwise, you are living on this earth without any karmic lessons, and that's not why we came here. We didn't come here for that. Life is not peaches and cream for every single person, and it can definitely get to peaches and cream. I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying that you had to necessarily have a hard life either. But every experience that we've had within our lives was meant to shape us in some way, shape, or form. And I just want you to be aware of the fact that you can shape your reality positively or negatively. You can also let your reality shape you if you let it. Just like with time, if you don't take it by the wheels and say, I'm going to drive this thing, it will drive you and literally drive you crazy. Or shit, drive you away. Excuse my language. Drive you away. Now, next thing you know, like in my last video, you're starting to do drugs and you're doing all these toxic things and behaviors. And that is not of you and who you are. If you ever get to a point where you're just doing something to just do something, like, I'm bored, let me just roll up. For some people that works, you know. It is no issue for that. But for a lot of us, I see that a lot of us are suppressing a lot of emotions that we're having because we don't have an outlet, we don't have a safe space, and we also don't know where that stuff comes from. We just think, this is my life, I'm an adult, and this is what I want to do. Without actually looking deeper, so that this way we can get to know ourselves deeper, and we should all be doing that. The first person that you should be studying is yourself when you get to a certain age. Not others, not a relationship, not a man, not a mama, not a daddy, not a pappy, not a dog. It should be you. Because how will you expect to reach and chase any of your dreams and goals, or do what you were put on this earth to do and be of service on earth, if you don't decide to do that? I want you to start looking at the bigger picture of things and remind yourself who you are. If you ever come on here and don't really know what's your vibe, what you're supposed to be doing moving forward, it's because you don't know yourself enough. It's nothing to do with, I don't have any interest, and. No. You might have been conditioned to believe that because society, right? Society, how you were raised. Oh, it's just easier to think, you know, let me just go to work, go to school, that's my life. And let me pay bills, and that's my life. And maybe a party occasionally here and there. That's not who you are. Don't be afraid to get deep, baby. You can get deep. Deep with yourself, honest. Honest with yourself. Those are good things, right? Some behavioral impacts that I see often is like self-harm. I'm so sorry if I mentioned that and that triggers anybody. I will try to put a trigger warning, you know, on my channel, because I know that we're going to be talking real deep. And self-harm doesn't always have to be physical. It doesn't always have to be you attempting to hurt yourself. It could be you hurting yourself in other ways, such as staying in relationships that you know you're being abused, staying in households and toxic situations that are actively hurting you. Whether that's emotionally or physically, they're both just as important. Verbal abuse is just as important. We don't deserve to be talked to any kind of way. You deserve to give love, give support, receive support. We are fluid beings. Everything is energy and everything is of exchange. And when you're in unreciprocal energy, right? Or when you're giving more than you can receive, more than you are receiving, or hey, you're receiving more than you're giving, right? Sometimes that comes from trauma responses, and we have no idea that it does. We just think, oh, this is just normal. And it's not. You deserve to experience all of the beauties of life and not feel as though you have to settle for any point because you've been hurt in the past, because something has happened to you, because you've been in an environment that did not serve you, whether with your family, in a job, or friends, whatever. You don't deserve that. You deserve to be in an environment that works for you. It makes you feel like the best version of yourself. And you can only know the best version of yourself by seeing the deepest parts, the darkest parts of yourself, accepting them, transmuting them, and moving forward with them. Trauma can cause lots of issues in your relationships. You can have issues like not the best attachment styles, maybe lots of codependency, trust issues. That's a big one, trust issues. In romantic relationships and with friends, you'll start to project your livelihood, and your actual life will be literally a projection of what's in your mind. And what's in your mind is 9 times out of 10 a conditioning of something that has happened to you in the past. Let me say that again. Let me say that a different way for those who ain't get it. What you think, what you see. Okay? What you think, what you see. If you think that somebody is trying to steal your card, you will see somebody trying to steal your card. I'm not just talking on a manifestation type of plane. I'm not speaking on just that, right? I am speaking on, a lot of times our lenses change. And I say lenses like, just sit with me here. These are my glasses, right? They're dirty because I don't wear glasses. A lot of times our lenses change, right? So I can't expect for you to take off your lenses and see my lenses. My lenses might think that, oh, the sky can be purple. Purple is a beautiful color. I love sunsets, right? All of those beautiful things. Your lens is only going to show you that the sky can be blue. And so maybe now you're angry because that's not true to you. That's not true. How could the sky ever be purple? No one's ever said that to me before. My mom would never lie to me and tell me that the sky is purple. You are only able to see what your lens give you, right? And this can apply to real life too, right? Real life as in, I can't go to school. I'm not smart enough. No one's ever been to school in my life. Everyone's only ever been somewhat successful if they've worked a job or, gone to, whatever. Or you see it in other places as well. I don't think there's any point in marriage. Let's say that, right? Not me. Let's say somebody, as an example. I don't want to speak that. But as an example, someone might say, like, I don't believe in marriage. I think men are terrible because of their experiences. Or maybe this is just not for me. But you put on a different pair of glasses after you've healed, you'll find that you have a completely different lens. Like, I'm talking like, whoa, look at these colors. The sky is very much so clearly purple. Marriage is on the table. Like, all of these options are available for me. I can do whatever I want. I can move forward. I don't have to stay stuck. What was I putting up with back then? I allow all these people to do what to me? To talk how to me? I allow all of those things? No. New glasses, new me. New glasses, new me. And it's going to eat every single time. Every single time your glasses is going to eat. You want to know why? Because especially as we get older, we're going to put on multiple pairs of glasses. Same way how we're going to put on multiple pairs of hats. You see how they say you can be a jack of all trades, Jane of all trades. Hey, you want to come up here? My dog wants to be in it. Hold on. Come on, baby. Okay, I had to get the emotional support, dog. You see how some people can say, like, oh, I wear many hats. You hear that a lot with women. One minute you're mom, next minute you're a teacher, next minute you're doctor, because, baby got a fever, right? Next minute you're superwoman because you're running corporate in the office. The next minute you're a different type of woman, right? This can also apply to men as well, right? But you're meant to wear many hats so that this way you can grow and be flexible. We are not meant to stay stagnant. And the same definitely, hey, I'm talking. All right, you can share. Okay, you can share. So the next minute, we're not meant to say the same. Before I was beautifully interrupted by this baby. Do you want to be up here or not? I don't have time for this. I'm trying to record. Okay. I don't know what he's trying to say, but I think he just wants more kisses and belly rubs. Well, that's the end of this beautiful video. I will be tackling more videos on how to get a grip on that, because I don't just want to tell you what to do and not how to do it. I do hope that this has been informative and that you've gotten a better scope on yourself, others around you as well, okay? I'm sending you lots and lots and lots of love. Bye for now.